Hello. I think it's April 10th. And I know it's 2016. Actually, I don't even know that. But I think most people would agree with that. I feel kind of I like to do these sometimes when I feel this way because it's just like to show you guys that that's what it is, you know. Can't always be rainbows and unicorns and that kind of thing, right? Especially right now when we find ourselves going through, changes in ourselves and just not even having really a point of reference for a lot of what we're feeling and what we're not feeling anymore, and trying to process what might be happening, and it can start to feel like maybe you're starting to lose your marbles a little bit, because some aspects of I guess evolving or growing or whatever, god damn it, can be brutal, actually. Just like, wow. I didn't want to be in the house anymore. And I went to, I thought I knew what I wanted. But where I went didn't have it. And I went somewhere else and they didn't have it. I'm going to go in this, other place and see if they have something. Just, it's kind of rainy and I don't know. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm in a donut shop. Don't judge. I'm gonna get a lemon-filled donut because that's how I'm feeling. I have a coffee, although I'm drinking less coffee lately. Hold on. Stepping out of the donut shop with my lemon-filled piece of shit that I'm gonna gobble down. I don't know. Sorry guys, I almost dropped the phone. So in addition to processing feelings, we have to process thought. Not talking about thought like, we have to process new ideas, maybe new awarenesses or new things that are introduced to us. I already feel the tummy ache coming on from this donut. I can feel it coming on. Damn. It's not even pretty. It's a shame that I'm going to eat this. I don't think I can eat this. I don't think I can do it. Is that gross? Goddamn. I don't want to be at home right now. It's all rainy and shit outside. Can't be out here. So, I was just introduced to an idea. It's like, it's not even a brand new idea, but right now it feels like, it's like something can be true, but if your whole self is not in a place where it can integrate that information, it can't be true to you. It doesn't become part of you. Everything that the things that you learn and you accept, they become part of you. They become integrated into a new you, basically. Just like food gets, you put the food in your body and it, does whatever it does, but it's in there. So like, I think this idea sort of has passed through my brain before, but now it's passing through at a time where it is fitting in. It is making sense along with, damn, somebody is having a party at the park. They got umbrellas and shit. They're like, psh, come rain or shine, we having this motherfucking party. Psh, wow. I'm just gonna pull to the side here. I don't care. Oh, these guys are having a party too. Man, these suckers don't care. Of course, there's not too many. It doesn't look like everybody showed up for the party, but still, you know what? I give you props for seeing it through. God damn. They got food out and cute little tablecloths and shit, and there's 2 people there. Unless they already had the party. I don't know. It's like 1:45. Anyway. So then, you know, something has come to my awareness recently. And it is because there's something inside me that it can attach to for real. Like it resonates with some other thing that is already there, has already been processed into my reality. So now this thing, and it's the idea about another race. Not another human race, another race that came on the scene at some point in human existence. And, because I'm going to eat some more of this nasty donut just because it's here and that's what we do. No, I can't do it. You know what? I just can't. It's just too, everything about this donut is saying, hey man, good luck. You're putting your life in your hands, dude. And your digestive system. I put it in the garbage. I can't. I want something sweet. God damn it. Anyway. So, I'm familiar with some aspects of the Bible. And, specifically here, talking about the Nephilim is something that I remember learning about, and that the sons of God came down, quote came down to this planet that was not really created for them, but they came down anyway, and they had relations with the women, and then the women had babies, and the babies turned out to be not so baby-like, and wreaked havoc on the planet till a point where the Bible tells that God said, fuck this shit, man. Noah, build a boat, get your ass inside, I'm killing everybody. And that's kind of the unabridged version of that account. Anyway. So I know that story, but now, more recently, and that's the other thing too, is, so you got that already set in place. Years and years and years and years and years of hearing that story about the goddamn Nephilim and this and that. And they were the angels, they called them, that came down. So that's already there, and it's just kind of there, in the store banks, what do you call it? Storehouses of my memory. And now, more recently, just kind of been feeling like, I don't know, it's so funny how we learn. You don't learn the way, in reality, the way we learn is it looks very chaotic. But if we were to be able to see things from a higher perspective, we could see it's not at all. That, well, she's going to need to understand this thing first. She's going to need to have some awareness of this and whatever. And so those things are introduced, and it just seems like kind of haphazard. Like, oh, okay, all of a sudden this. But, so anyway, more recently, it was kind of coming to me about how the energy in this place is not just... Oh, one other thing, I'm sorry, I've left out in the story is that after the angels did this, they were not allowed to go back to their original dwelling place. And so they're just kind of like, now they're just trapped in this dimension, which must be like horrible. Just imagine all the power, all the forces that they had at their disposal to be able to do, the things they could do. And now just kind of like that, being stripped of those things. Like, oh, you wanted to be in the human place? There you go. So that must be brutal. Like, so anyway, so now that's part of that story. But now recently I was thinking about how the energy in this place, we've just been focusing so far on, human activity and what humans are doing and the energy of humans. And, some humans are just really self-serving, and that's it. Whatever means it takes to get to your end. People have an agenda so that their self is being served above any or all else. And now, again, I start the sentence for the third time, more recently, thinking about how, you know what, we don't just have this energy here with us. It's not just the human thing at play. We still got these motherfuckers, and I don't mean that like in a negative way. I just call everybody motherfucker. Like leaving that little kid running around in the park, leave that little motherfucker out. We got these guys here now with that energy, and that, must really be affecting things as well. So, now, of course, quite by, quote, accident, I came across some stuff today about, it's the same story. They use different terms, different terminology, referring to those who existed, in a different way, but were reduced and now exist here, came here and did stuff. But they introduced another idea, which was, because you don't even really think about it. Yeah, obviously, if you got motherfucking angels coming down, fucking the women, well, the babies, their DNA is gonna be a little different than, your garden variety human being that popped out of Eve, came from Adam and Eve, or, whatever, the other people, basically. So the DNA. But the idea is that, even though a lot of those people were wiped out, still these, somehow these sons of God were still able to, again, manipulate things to infect human DNA. And now you've got races of people who are not as they appear. Like, we all look like human beings here. And so far, that's been the idea, is like, look, you might be from here, you might be from there, you might be looking like this, or believe this, or whatever. But basically, at our core, we're all the same. Well, is that true? Because now the idea is that some of us, very many of us perhaps, are not exactly, what we appear to be. And, the thing that I saw was saying, well, basically these bastards here are just out but for themselves, and they have no conscience, they have no soul, they have no desire to help or love or any of that stuff that human beings innately have. These people, things, they're the ones that are fucking everything up, basically, and keeping people down who are trying to not be down anymore, because we're not created to live like this, the way most people are existing now in misery. But because these selfish, whatever, soulless is what they call them, creatures are existing, and they're just kind of like, now I'm thinking of another scripture where Jesus taught, the Christ, the Master, talked about the wheat and the weeds, and how, now we've got, I don't know if that would apply to this, but that came to my mind right now. So we've got these weeds that, in his parable, he says, he tells those who are going out to the fields to pick the wheat, you don't go out yet. They say, hey, there's weeds out there. Should we destroy the weeds? He says, no, don't, because right now you can't distinguish the wheat from the weeds. You got to let it all grow. And then at the appropriate time or whatever, I have to go back and find out the details on that, on the specifics of what he told, the instructions that he told those who were going out to harvest the wheat. But basically, they look the same. And so that's kind of, now these scriptures are coming back to my mind. And then I'm thinking about the scripture where he says, like, when he was talking to certain people, he says, you are from your father, the devil. And from the outset, he was hell-bent on doing wrong, and you're just like him. And he damned them, and so now it's like, okay, so now what do we do with this notion that everybody's redeemable? which is kind of how I've been feeling. I've been looking at people like, don't judge people, because if I'd lived their life and I'd walked in their shoes and all of this stuff, I would be doing exactly what they do. So now I got to take a step back and say, okay, wait a minute. There are, and even I couldn't come to terms with these scriptures. They are running the barbecue over there. This fool ain't kidding. He's like, we having a fucking party over here. I don't care about no water coming down out of the sky. We gonna do this. And the kids are running around in their raincoats. It's like, wow. That's great though. That's really good. It's just like, as long as you don't track mud in the house when we get home, it's all good. Or whatever, but anyway, they're probably like, what the fuck is she doing? She's sitting there talking, and I gesture when I talk, and there's like nobody here with me. I'm not holding a phone up to my ears. I don't have anything in my ears. So they're like, okay. He probably told his little girl, don't run off too far, because I don't know what that bitch is doing. Anyway. So now I'm trying to come to terms with, all right, so there are so many scriptures that I've never been able to understand, really, that seems like it's saying destruction, that there are some that are only fit for destruction. And nothing is answering that inside me. So it just goes to show you that even when we have some bit of what we feel like understanding, in the blink of an eye, everything can be uprooted. And you're like, okay. Back to the old drawing board. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because I have to say, I mean, it's really much easier for me. Why are people like, oh, because there's a street there? I didn't understand that. I gotta say, it's much easier for me to deal with motherfuckers when they're acting like assholes and stuff and pieces of shit, douchebags, when I say, you know what, this person probably, you gotta have love and understanding, compassion, because this person probably went through hella shit in their life, and you can't get apples from an orange tree and all that, yada yada. But just like across the board, but it's gonna be interesting. Like, it feels like something new. It feels like it's been introduced, and now my whole, not just my mental faculties, but like my whole system, the whole structure of whatever it is that I am in this place has to be reworked now. And that's uncomfortable from the tip of my head to the sole of my feet. It just feels like there's got to be this whole discomfort, this whole shift, as stuff tries to work itself out. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever knowledge we have, we can't be attached to it. That's the big lesson I'm learning right now. Whatever you think you know, just remember, you only think you know it. But it just feels weird. It's like, it's easier for me to deal with people on that other level than it's hard to imagine that there's just hatefulness for the sake of being hatefulness that exists, that will not be anything other than hatefulness. And even now, it's just like, ooh, that's so like suffocating and so grotesque. Right? But, and that's not even to say that that's really the quote truth of it. But I don't know. Just, I mean, it's even been. I have to finish up soon. This is getting too long. But, like, I was even thinking about how, like, in the physical world, nothing is destroyed, things are just changed. Right? You cannot destroy something. All you can do is alter it into, it can take another form. Right? Even if you burn something, you're not destroying it, you know? And so maybe that's the truth too, that in ways that we can't comprehend, those in areas of things that we can't comprehend here, maybe when it talks about the fire, it just is talking about that process of the extreme change that would take place. But it sounds like destruction, but I don't even know if destruction is the right word. You know, the other thing that was coming to me was that there was a soft spot inside of me of, what if these guys are stuck down here and have learned their lesson, I mean, this is, imagine what happens to people when they put them in very, very small, not even quarters, not even fit to be called quarters, like a box or a cage. And they live like that, not allowed out. What happens to these fools? Not fools. What happens to prisoners when they put them in solitary confinement for months or even years? You know? It's like, man, I know this person, whatever they did was a really shitty thing they did. It was really, really fucked up. And they need to understand that can't happen. There's got to be something to show this guy, or female even, this is not right. But it feels like too much. Like, God, solitary confinement. Or you hear horrible cases that I'm not even going to get into with kids, little, children, and closets and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, this is like, no, just give me a gun fully loaded, you know? Um, and so in that way, oh, people are showing up with their birthday gifts and whatnot. They're like, trick or treat, Merry Christmas, we here for the party. We don't care about no rain. Somebody's turning 3 today. Fuck the rain. I don't know. So I've started feeling like, well, what if? Ooh, he's kind of cute. God damn. That's another recording I gotta do. Um, so that's another thing I'm saying, like, have these guys, don't go out in the street too far, dude. You're gonna get hit by a car. Have these creatures paid the price already? And is it possible that they can transform? You know? Somehow? Because, we always talk about energy. I mean, is it that their energy is just gone? It just went so far, 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 far in the wrong direction. But now, when that happens, what happens is misery. When there's not balance, there's not well-being. And so at some point, you know, at some point, you know, I don't know. Just a lot of stuff. Just thinking a lot of stuff. People walking by looking at me. They're like, if you ain't here for the party, move your fucking car, because we got more people showing up for the little kid's birthday party, bitch. Get your shitty car out of the way. I don't know. You guys must think I'm insane, and I am. I had a kid ask me the other day, a 9-year-old. She's like, are you crazy? I said, sometimes. She just started laughing, but didn't argue. You gotta be a little crazy, because this is a crazy place. And if you live in this place and you're just like la 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 la, everything's cool. Oh, dude just lit a cigarette. He's like, I don't care if it's a kid's party. I have an addiction. My addiction doesn't go away just because I'm in the park. He is just blowing his smoke all over the. He's like, yeah, what's up? Must be hard, man. Gosh. Anyway, that's it. I want to do another recording right now because there's something else that's happened recently. And I want to talk about. So, that's it. I think 31 minutes and 39 seconds is long enough. Much love.